the winning the family. Credit cards in the Spanish. Hitting the licks in the valley. Legacies, talent. Fancy, look like a panda. Going up like a Montana. Honey killers on the hands. Legacies, talent. Fancy, talent. Honey sweat, talent. Stand for it. They never watch me around it. The jungle go out for granted. You need to build it, you done it. Who the killers in the stand? I got broads in the land. She's at the winning the family. Credit cards in the Spanish. Hitting the licks in the valley. Legacies, talent. Fancy, look like a panda. Going up like a Montana. Honey killers on the hands.
On planet Earth.
Honestly, the best podcast in general on planet Earth.
That is true if you just get the sports part. We have a little bit of music coming into the show this week. We're like a professional studio now or something. I don't know.
I mean, we're making it in the world, so you know.
One episode at a time.
One episode, one view at a time. Thank you for the support, y'all.
True that. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown.
I am your other wonderful co-host, Shaquille Brown.
Yes, we're going to have a little bit of background music for at least this episode. We'll try it out, see how we like it. It also gives us a little bit, it's like a fraction of a second of a delay between when we hear ourselves. And it is kind of annoying, but we're going to play through it. Just like Tampa played through it. Anyway, Shaq, how has your week been? How have you been enjoying this championship city now officially back on the map as champions? Has it changed your day-to-day?
Tampa folks are much more bold than usual, which means a lot because they were bold beforehand. But now the champions.
That has given a shot of confidence throughout the entire city.
Exactly.
Really throughout the surrounding counties, but I mean, it was kind of expected in effect.
Exactly. You can't tell Tampa facts. Nothing.
Yeah. Any new developments? Anything you'd like to put out there on the internet? Any news for the show?
Still hit your man up. He's still available.
No, there you go. Yeah.
Self-promotion.
I've got nothing. Oh, I did get engaged since our last episode. Yeah, it's been a week is like a year on the internet. Like a lot can happen in a week. I'm engaged. Ybor was probably this close from burning down. The Bucs are champions. I mean,
Young brother Khalif turns.
Yeah. Khalif will be one between now and the next episode.
I feel like it was just the other day that he was born. I remember. Yeah. Little old man who could even roll around properly now.
That's nice. He's running amok. Yeah. Time flies, folks. In case you did not know that already. We are drinking good old-fashioned Yingling this week, folks. I'm sure we're all familiar with that.
If we're not, well.
Get familiar.
Yep.
Staple in the game. Folks, if you're listening to the show and you did not hear the first 5 seconds because the music was maybe a bit too loud and it took too long to fade us in. But anyway, if you're listening to the show, we do have a video version that is available on YouTube. You can watch it live. We record it every Wednesday night around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Today is Thursday, but sometimes we record on Thursdays. Usually it is on Wednesdays, though, so mark the calendar. Anyway, yeah, so if you want to watch the show live, you can just look at the link in the description on Anchor or on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you're listening to the show on. But that will take you to YouTube, and then you can catch the show. The video version, you can participate in our live chat, which is just popping right now. Oh, man.
I'm trying to keep track.
Yeah, I got to get my glasses out.
I got Florida education.
Yeah, man, I read at like the first grade level. Yeah. Come on through, say hi. We appreciate getting live feedback and bringing up some points that we may not be talking about on our rundown, but you may bring it up in the chat, so feel free to pop on in. Anyway, first topic of the day is, of course, the fact that the old Tampa Bay Succaneers no longer. The Bucs beat the Chiefs 31-9 to win Super Bowl 55. I have to say, your boys called it. We don't have it on recording because this was episode 0 and this was like our dry run of the show. 20 episodes later, we're still on our dry run of the show.
Yeah. I feel like that sometimes. Trial and error. 20 weeks later.
But nonetheless, even though it's not out there for people to see, we did predict this outcome. Shaq predicted more accurately than I did. We both said the Bucs would be the Super Bowl champions, but Shaq predicted the exact Kansas City Tampa matchup. So
big brain predictions. That's all I gotta say.
Here we are, a long ways later, but nonetheless, a big brain prediction as it is.
Yes, I expect them to win, but not below out Kansas City. I feel like the way that it did just about.
Yes, I was gonna. We can take a shot now. Nice cheers.
Legendary shot to the Bucs for.
Yes, they are champs. Nice shot of rum for the folks at home. Maybe you should break out your own bottle. Take a nice shot. So, I don't know. I'm sure you got something to celebrate. We're live. You can celebrate that. Anyway, but yeah, like you were saying, did not expect a blowout. I have our score predictions from last week when we had our Super Bowl special episode and everybody gave their prediction. Nobody was predicting. I mean, some people were predicting kind of a big lead for Kansas City, but nobody was predicting that somebody would score less than 20 points. That was not in the cards anywhere.
Especially Kansas City scoring less than 20 points in the game.
Yeah, the fact they put their entire season low couldn't score a touchdown was crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I still love this prediction by Jay Will, 42-35.
Jay Wills did say 42-35 Tampa. So the people that called it right, mine was 28-25 Tampa. Jay Will said 42-35 Tampa. Drew said 27-24 Tampa, and then Shaq also said 27-24 Tampa. Yeah, so nobody was really close to what it actually ended up being, just because Kansas City scored such a low amount that, it just kind of didn't happen. But a few people were really out there. Malin, 38-21 Kansas City. Shout out to Malin. T'Challa said 34-24 Kansas City. Good God. And then we, of course, Mel said 28-24 Kansas City. Nori said 27-24.
Just find it funny. The Kansas City scored the lowest they did all season and kept from scoring a touchdown.
Yeah. That was.
I give it up to Bucs defense. They paid I feel like the biggest part to the Bucs.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yes. Do you feel like they should have won the MVP over Brady?
Who?
The Bucs defense. This or anybody on their defense, I guess. I don't think they've ever given it collectively to a defense, but do you feel like Brady deserved it, or you think it's somebody else?
I definitely do think Brady deserved it, because at the end of the day, Brady came out like he did lead his team pretty well. I feel like to his victory. Yeah. He dished out the ball really well on offense. He has like what was it, 4 touchdowns?
Either 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Sure, yeah. But I know at least 3, because he had 4 different receivers. Yeah, touchdown. He distributed the ball evenly to his receivers between AB, Gronk, Evans.
Yeah, everybody was eating on Sunday, for sure.
I still think the dirtiest touchdown is that AB touchdown.
Oh yeah,
blowing out his receivers' knees and ankles in the process. But
that was you leave AB 1-on-1, and you finally have to see him do that in the end zone. I
don't care. You let this man sit out for a whole entire season. I think he's still AB at the end of the day. No matter how crazy that man is, that man will still work you 1-on-1.
Yeah. At what point did you know that the game was over?
Half.
Oh, by halftime.
Halftime. I felt like if Kansas City didn't score at least a touchdown at half, Tom Brady wasn't letting them come back. They need to start their comeback before the half.
Okay. Yeah. To me, it was like I didn't really want to count them out at any point because of how explosive they can be, but Once the third quarter came around, and like a few minutes into the third quarter, that's when I was like, all right, if they weren't gonna come out the locker room with a new attitude, then because you can just kind of tell, like when teams they just don't have the motivation, or they just don't look like they're even gonna come close. And there was just no fight in Kansas City.
You see morale break down, especially when you start seeing like the flagrant like penalties coming out and they're making big mistakes in the game.
Yeah,
and you start knowing frustrations coming out when they're making obvious mistakes.
Right. When you have Matthew out there, the honey badger, talking smack to Tom Brady, like,
yeah,
all right, this is not going to end well for them.
And Tom Brady truly a Floridian now when he out there talking mad smack back to people.
Embodied the Tampa in him.
Exactly. Surprising to see a grill in his mouth as he's yelling at him.
So out of all the Chiefs mishaps, what do you think they should have done differently? Like, what do you think their biggest mistake was? Or like, if they could fix this one thing, what should it have been?
I just felt like they should have hit harder coming out of the gate. I know they're used to being able to explode come fourth quarter, but at the end of the day, it's still Brady leading. Strong offense. It's not like they still had one of the better defenses in the league this season. You need to come out of the gate swinging on them. This is the Super Bowl. This is the B game.
Yeah.
Come out of the gate, everything you have. I feel like they were just kind of like
lackadaisical.
Thinking that, we'll get a little bit ahead. Worst case scenario, we'll come back and outscore them.
Yeah, it was it was another case of. We did kind of say, like, we weren't the only ones, but people were saying pretty much all year, like, Kansas City kept getting behind in games and they'd wait until the second half or whenever, and then they'd kick it in, and we're kind of like, how much longer can they do that? Like, you can only mess around like that so many times. And it is true, like, one day you're going to go reach for that gear, and it's not there. Yeah,
and especially since I feel like their schedule suited that type of play style to a degree. Of teams were not saying bad, but like
right,
yeah.
In the regular season, you can probably get away with doing that,
but especially come like postseason where you start playing real teams, that's where you're gonna struggle pulling a comeback because they're not gonna be allowing those easy plays, those wide open, to Tyree. It's just not like a thing. Yeah.
To me, their biggest issue was just the no running game. This game really bit them in the ass there. Like, when the defense is not threatened at all, when they know, just drop back, go ahead, and we're going to let that front four with Levante David and Pierre-Paul just get after Patrick Mahomes, because them by themselves already causing havoc, and then just drop back, make sure that there's nobody open.
Yeah, keep everybody in front of you. What's funny is that the Bucs, everyone's talking about the run game hasn't been all that well this past couple weeks, or if so, right. The run game this game was amazing.
Yeah, it did what it needed to do.
Exactly,
just take enough pressure off the passing game. That play action came in big for Tampa this week.
Exactly, they kept their run game at a whole nother level this game, and Tampa loved it.
Yeah. So now, to me, it's just the question of, will Kansas City this offseason make a serious move at getting a good running back, not just like somebody you probably ain't never heard of, or like, are they going to make a conscious effort to, like, all right, we need to establish a running game, because
we can't count on Patrick Mahomes
to throw us out of every situation. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they're still like gung ho on Patrick Mahomes, which obviously you still would be, but you need a running game no matter how good your quarterback is.
It's just funny how certain teams rely on certain things. So I think of Baltimore, who rely more on their mobility.
The opposite.
Yeah, they're exactly opposite. They rely on their mobility and the run game.
Yeah.
Whereas Kansas City just
all through the air.
It's just funny how that works.
Yeah, and then when you run into a defense that's built to stop a run like Tampa, you have some serious problems.
Yes.
So yeah, the parade was just yesterday, out on the water. Plenty of people.
Tom Brady getting lit. A lot of massless space and
Right. Saw Gronk out there shirtless, catching the trophy.
for some odd reason.
I know, it was weird.
It's like, why are we throwing this thing around? Like, this shit is expensive.
I guess to them, they're like, we got like a bunch of these back home anyway. What does it matter?
Exactly. Added to the other 6 that Brady has.
Ends up at the bottom of the bay. Do I care?
Yeah,
No.
how exciting can he? That was my question at work. Is like, how exciting are these parades when you've experienced 6 previous ones?
Right. This one was probably pretty cool because he's in a whole new environment. He's on a boat this time.
New team, new team, different type of stuff.
Yeah.
They probably didn't have weather like this back at.
Exactly. Because right now he'd be in his coat, scarf, hat, on top of a truck, and now he's on a boat in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, so it's a completely different environment. So I guess that's why he was as wild as he was. It was just funny to me that this parade, this man has gone through it 7 times.
That is weird to think of.
That's he has more rings than any franchise in history.
Yeah.
And people are still sleeping on this man as the GOAT. So, what more does this man have to do?
I don't know. At this point, I don't think it's even about. He could win 20 somehow, and people still like,
I want him to go to the Giants, the Cowboys. I don't know what I want him to do to prove himself.
If he somehow leaves here, Tampa's going to commit a mass genocide.
I see him recreating some JV team, making that into an NFL team to prove himself.
Somehow brings the high school team to the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Like, what the hell? That's not even qualified.
It's like you have some Tampa high school, Gator high school, just out there, just leading to the Super Bowl. Like, what the hell? You got like a 5'10".
Right. Yeah, don't let that man somehow leave here. It will be an ugly sight in your Tampa. Anyway, so props to the Bucs. That's going to. It's not going to completely put the football talk to rest for the show, but from here on out, it'll be a lot of NBA and then whatever off-season trade or free agent news that comes out. If it's big news, we'll talk about it. Rumors. I mean, we'd kind of rather talking about actual sports that are going on rather than just rumors. So we're not going to focus on rumors, but if stuff actually happens, we will talk about it on the show, even though it's the off season for football. But for now, it'll be a big basketball show. Moving into our sponsor for the week, we are back to, of course, Pure Leaf Creations. If you're looking for handmade jewelry, then look no further. This is my fiance's business, Pure Leaf Creations. You can just look her up on Instagram and see all the different inventory she has. Right now, she's running a giveaway if you want to win a 18 karat gold chain for a man or woman. If you just want a gold chain, there you go. But yeah, this is her Black History Month giveaway. All you have to do is put in $2. It's a $2 entry fee, and you will be entered into the drawing to win this chain. So you can just send the $2 to her Cash App or Venmo. In both, like the Cash App is just her Instagram, Pure Leaf Creations. It's just money sign Pure Leaf Creations, and then Venmo, same thing, at Pure Leaf Creations. So just as it's written on the screen, pretty straightforward. If you want to enter the giveaway, send in the $2 and then you're entered. You don't gotta do a bunch of different hoops to jump through. But if you just want to check out her inventory, then just look her up on Instagram and see what she's got: rings, earrings, bracelets, waist beads, the whole 9, folks. So yeah, shout out Pure Leaf Creations.
Wonderful. I love it myself.
Jack is a supporter in the flesh.
Absolutely. I've gotten a few purchases myself from Pure Leaf Creations, so support the small businesses.
Right on. Moving along here to, of course, the L's of the week. We're going to hit the L's of the week before we go to our little halftime here. So first off, in case you don't know, you're new to the show, this is where we take a quick rapid fire into some of the worst losses since we recorded last Wednesday. These are all basketball, of course. So here we go. OKC beat Houston 104-87 last Wednesday night. Houston is 12 of 46 from the 3-point line. Keep putting them up, baby. If they ain't going in,
check it up. Get rid of Harden. Some things still don't change.
Right. Yeah. 46 attempts, Jesus. Anyway, Golden State beat Dallas 147 to 116 on Thursday night. Golden State, on the other hand, they were 22 of 43 from the 3-point line. They were 51%. So basically every other shot was going in, which is retarded.
Yes.
100. This is in regulation, folks. 147. What the hell?
Today's NBA is completely wild. Can you imagine trying to keep up with people throwing 147 points in the dome?
You just can't. It's simple as that. I don't know. Unless you're able to score just as fast, you're cooked. You're the Mavericks. And of course, the Knicks beat the Blazers 110 to 99. The big L here is not even quite the final score. It's just the fact that the Knicks are on the winning side of the L's of the week and beat the Portland Trail Blazers. Carmelo Anthony scored 2 points in 17 minutes. Yep. Shaq, you could have ran out to that court, gotten fouled, and had as many points as
I
Carmelo
could have
Anthony.
gotten. I literally, in this condition I am, could have walked out there in 17 minutes.
Just drive to the roof, you'll get fouled.
Yes.
And you would have gotten as many points as
I don't know what that man was doing out there. They could have pulled somebody from the stands. If I was coach, I would have done that to prove a point. You, come here.
This is what you do. Run to that basket and go shoot some free throws.
Hey, point guard. Inbound the ball to him. I don't give a damn how the 20 people are probably in the crowd.
Oh, man. 17 minutes, Melo. What are you doing? You was
sleeping.
I don't know what their long-term plans are with Carmelo.
Keeping him, unfortunately.
Yeah, they probably will keep him, and then, yeah, I don't know. Maybe keep him to the end of the year and let him go out, as on the high side rather than send him out on the low. But, yeah, I hope they don't just cut him because it is Carmelo. I think he deserves better than that. But, yeah, if he's playing like this, they may have to just cut him. So let's hope that he can improve his play there. Anyway, if you are watching this show, we do have an audio version. If you want to save some battery when you're listening to the show, you can just search us on Spotify, Apple Music, Stitcher, whatever podcast platform you prefer. It is just after further review, or to save some time, make it a little easier on yourself, click the link in the description below, which will take you to Anchor, and then you could choose whatever platform that you listen on. So that way you don't have to open up the YouTube app every time you want to listen to this godforsaken show. So
yep, it's show in America.
Right, it's a win-win for everybody. So we are going to take a break. We're going to be back with some of the poll results from the Super Bowl, see what you guys voted on. And, of course, our picks for some of the NBA games that are coming up. We'll be back.
Boy, that love me, man. Kinda freaky, like oh, 'cause you got the Victoria's Secret. Hit the liquor store, Congress, so I can't get something to go against my low. Now I'm feeling fine. Freaking you out is on my mind. Let me get up on your body like your name was genuine. Got you caught up in the mix. Trick me 'cause my love so late like camping. All we had, nothing else on more than this. I'm not the type that get involved in long relations. Get trips and buy your gifts. I'm sorry, I'm not on it. If you want romance, you should just stick who you already with. If you want that mood, you can't just hit me on that late night shit. I'm not the type that get involved in long relationships. Get trips and buy your gifts. I'm sorry, I'm not on it. If you want romance, you should just stick who you already
And we are back.
Yo, buddy.
Hope you guys didn't miss us too much while we were away.
I know y'all did, crying every moment of it.
On the bright side, though, here we are, back in the flesh. Nothing to worry about.
See all of our presents, bro.
Folks, we want to give you the poll results from the Super Bowl. Show you who you picked. This is you guys, so don't blame us for the results. But I think most of you guys are going to be pretty happy with what the results show. So, mind you, I noticed that a lot of these votes not come in until after the game had started. So, take this with a grain of salt. But 83% of you guys picked Tampa.
Cheating ass.
Donald Trump voting ass. 17% of you picked Kansas City.
There's still some points left out in the field.
I see you guys conniving your way in here. Voting at halftime. So yes, 83% of you voted Tampa.
Feel free to storm the stadium if y'all really need to riot this.
So yeah, you guys got it right for once. Last week. Hold on, we got a very compelling game over here. So this is the Houston-Miami game, 97-94. 30 seconds left. Miami is leading. We're gonna color commentate this. I'm gonna just move my mic over here because it's pretty easy. Miami's got to get last second. Miami misses but gets their own rebound. There's about 10 seconds left on the shot clock. If they can get a shot off here, there'll be about 7 seconds left for Houston. Somehow Miami gets another rebound.
Because Houston's allergic and bored for some odd reason.
Oh my God. You get 2 offensive rebounds with the game on the line.
Nobody's playing any sort of a rim at all.
You stopped them twice, and you couldn't get the ball back, man.
Houston, once again, their own worst enemy.
Straight up. Wow. That's really depressing. I really was hoping this game was going to overtime too. I won $50, but here we are. I think this puts that puts this game to rest. Jimmy Butler iced the game at the free throw line, and then they did. Houston turns over the ball.
Houston.
Shaq's once again pulls off the victory. I think that's 4 in a row for you guys.
Look, I'm just hoping they postseason again and make another run for it.
Who knows? Interesting little tidbit here. Can you guess who's currently the #1 seed of the West? Turn this off here.
I have not looked at it in a hot minute, to be honest with you.
If you just take a wild guess, it is not the Lakers, by the way.
I have no guess for you.
It is the Utah Jazz.
I would have not guessed the Jazz.
Yeah,
with you.
the Jazz are sitting high and mighty right now. I think they're only like a half game above the Lakers. They're like 20-5. The Lakers are 20-6. But Jazz putting in that work right now. Let's see if it'll hold up. But
probably not for a while though.
I think the Lakers are #2. I think the Clippers are 3, and the Phoenix Suns are the 4th seed in the West right now, which is crazy. But yeah, just a little knowledge drop for you, folks. If you want to see, if you guys want to see sports betting picks outside of just this god awful show, you can follow us on TikTok. It is the same as our Instagram. It's at AFR Sports. Yeah, come on in and join the toxicity. And yeah, I don't post on there every single day, but every couple days, if you want to win some free money, that's probably the easiest way to do it. Forget the scratch off down at the gas station. Just pick a game with me, folks, and you can lose $5 on an overtime bet. So, yeah.
You know what beats having to go to a gas station? I should go inside of a freaking gas station. So you know, it's a win.
Right, you gotta put on your mask.
Exactly.
Go in there. You know, everybody hates putting on their mask. It's such a task.
I know, especially if you're from anywhere near this area.
If you're from Tampa, you're allergic to the mask.
Exactly. Yo, literally have to make a Gucci mask for y'all to put that stuff on. But
you go to the doctor, they ask if you're allergic to anything. You write in masks.
Mask. Can't breathe.
Y'all got a titanium mask on? You can't breathe.
This is a vibranium mask. Can't breathe.
Solid gold mask.
It's like, that's why y'all got 12 kids out here.
Never mind. I won't even elaborate on that one.
Got a whole ass NBA roster.
We're going to keep it moving to our last topic of the week, and that is the NBA picks. We're going to deliver this to you live as we fucking blind ourselves with the NBA schedule. So, dropping in, one of these games is on right now. The other one has not started yet. It should be starting in a few minutes. One of them is already decided.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate. Guess we'll just leapfrog over that. We'll just predict the other games instead. All right, so tonight, the only two games that are left are Orlando at Golden State and then Philly at Portland. So we'll do Orlando at Golden State first. I don't see how, I guess I could kind of see how Golden State would lose this, but the Magic are 9-16. The Warriors are 13-12. They're at home. The Warriors, I think, already confirmed they're not going to have a single fan inside of that goddamn bazillion-dollar arena for the rest of the year. But not that it matters. The Magic are terrible, so yeah, the Warriors should have this in the bag. Let's go see right quick. Where are they in the playoffs? Right? Yo, the Warriors are the 8th seed right now. So the playoffs are today. They'd still be in it. They're about to be 14-12, so they actually might leapfrog into the 7th seed and knock Denver down a bit. Shaq, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, clearly the Warriors. I don't see how the Magic pull off this battle at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the Magic are currently the 13th seed in the East, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm both of us taking the Warriors on this one. It seems pretty easy, but at the same time, you know, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Even though, okay, they won their last game against the Spurs, so good deal there. Anyway, the other game tonight is the Sixers at the Blazers. This one is starting right now. The Sixers are on fire right now. They're the best team in the Eastern Conference. The Blazers, not so much. But
close though.
Right. The Blazers are 13-10. They actually just beat up the Magic just 2 nights ago. So there's that. They are the 5th seed in the West. But on the other hand, you do have the Sixers, who are of course the number 1 seed in the East at 18-7. Shaq, what are you feeling on this one?
Oh, the 76ers. I definitely see them going through and beating them teams. Very interesting to see how they come along in the season.
Yeah.
So, especially how the lineup. I definitely see them finishing top 3 in the conference. So,
yeah, they've stayed relatively healthy. I feel like this season just kind of come down to can you keep the COVID bug out of your locker room, because it seems like every team has gotten it, and then, you know, a few players are knocked out for a week, whatever it may be, and it just kind of puts a, you know, just kind of like in the NFL, it puts a halt in your season for at least a week or two. So
I think that sucks. Unlike the NFL, where you go out for a week or two, you only miss like 2 games. The NBA, if you miss like 2 weeks, it's
a lot of games.
It's a lot of games you're missing out on. That makes a difference.
Big
from
time.
The schedule. So.
Yeah. And the Sixers have been able to stay relatively healthy. So let's see if we can maintain that. Right now, the Nets are 15-12. KD is out right now because of COVID, of course. But you know, they're wishing for him to come back as fast as possible, because it's not looking too hot for Brooklyn. They did actually beat Indiana last night, but they did lose to Detroit. They lost to Philly. They lost to Toronto. So after dropping 3 straight, they got the Warriors come Saturday night. That's the prime time game. Who are you feeling in that one? That's the 8:30.
Yeah, I can feel the Nets.
Taking Nets on that one.
Yeah, I feel like even though KD has massive technique of how can I get paid the most money without actually playing any games.
Short ass bastard. I gotta talk to you. Hey, KD, you might talk to me for a few minutes. How you managed to?
Yeah, let's get the most amount of money without doing a lot. I bet this guy Matt Remedy of playing 5 games, be out, play another 5 games, be out.
Yes, this time it's COVID. Yes. But if it ain't COVID, it's his Achilles. His Achilles, his knee. If it ain't that, it's his sore throat. I don't know. Whatever.
It's like this man just religiously out for some odd reason. And we're just, because he's so good, people are like, okay.
Right. Yeah, and that was my one concern with this team before they got James Harden. But before the year started, I was just, injuries were going to be the Nets' biggest threat. It was, can you keep all these guys on the court for the majority of the season? And so far, we've yet to see that. But fingers kind of crossed. Can you catch COVID twice? I don't know.
It feels like they can catch like 17 pounds for the season.
Man,
COVID again.
Yeah, man, I just can't shake it. Just can't have it every other week.
Coach just looking at him. Yeah, go stop it. Like mid-game, man, I think I just got COVID in the first quarter.
Stay out there, stay. Yeah, the Nets still have not quite learned how to play defense. Folks, I'm just going to run through their past 6 games here. Win or lose, I'm just going to read off their opponent's score. 125, 149, 120, 123, 124, 122, 94. There we go. Oh, here they come, baby, playing that defense. Jesus Christ. How much money they got to pay you guys to play defense? Lord have mercy. Everybody's averaging 120 points against you bums. I don't get it. I really don't. You're playing the Warriors.
Who's going to throw like 175 on the dome real quick? The offense is going to play out of their mind for them to beat the Warriors, but...
Final score 160 to 175.
This is a 2K game where this real life.
And then the fourth quarter starts.
Double overtime. 205 to 250.
I don't want to say, well, they kind of are in a bit of trouble. I'd hate to say panic, but they are in a little bit of trouble because clearly defense is not in the regimen. You know, the Los Angeles Lakers right now, they aren't even practicing. Like, they came out and basically said, we aren't practicing. The games are so close together now that we use these games as practice. Even they played better defense than you guys, and they just came off of winning a championship like 2 months ago. What the hell?
Yep.
I'm trying to figure out if KD is going to be back by this next game, but all I read is a bunch of excuses in this article.
Supposedly COVID.
Anyway, yeah, whether or not KD is back by this one, you said you're taking the Nets to win this? Or you keep the Warriors?
I think the only thing that's going to prevent the Nets from really making it part of the season is their lack of, like you said, defense. They cannot continue this. Even if they do in postseason, they cannot do anything in postseason with no defense whatsoever.
As far as Saturday goes, who you got in that one?
I still got to choose them for Saturday, generally because I still see them trying to shoot lights out and play hardcore offense all game long. So I'm gonna say Brooklyn Nets.
I'm gonna take the Warriors on this one. I'm going to guess that for whatever reason, KD still won't be back, COVID or not. And yeah, I'm gonna say the Warriors defend their home turf and beat them in some high-scoring, ridiculous thing where they don't even bother trying to guard Steph Curry. Just basically say, because I'm sure either Kyrie or James Harden is going to be on Steph Curry, so that means we'll go for probably 65 in the third quarter. Yeah, I'm taking the Warriors on that one. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this week's show, folks. If you're kind enough to let us know how you like the background music, we may actually just use it just for the transitions in and out of the beginning of the show and the halftime. instead of the entire show. But I don't know, maybe you guys have something more entertaining to listen to than just us.
Sure. Got the soothing voices.
Yes. Next week we will bring back the FanDuel Fantasy Labs NBA edition.
FanDuel.
I know you guys love that free money.
Exactly. You give you all the best predictions when it comes to FanDuel. I think our only most accurate prediction of the season was the Super Bowl prediction. I think I made a profit of $2.50. The whole season.
That's a rough year.
I think it was so hard to predict any of these games and these weeks of players and everything. You choose like Russell Wilson to like blow up, and for some reason RG3 throws down like 5 touchdowns. Like,
why is suddenly Alex Smith?
Sam Smith out there.
But don't worry about that, because NBA a whole nother game, baby.
Oh my god,
we got it.
In other words, don't choose KD because there's a good chance he might be hurt when you choose him.
Shouldn't even be available. His name should be grayed out on the app.
It's like you're wasting money. You gotta pick him in the night that comes time to play. KD got COVID for the 17th time this season.
You know, you can have somebody questionable. He's probably permanently questionable.
Yes, all season long. Man's like a walking, like, fragile stick. Probably like $50 million fragile stick.
This is the greatest show on the earth. Anyway, folks, we'll see what happens these next couple days. Obviously, later tonight. Really, the only people that these late game predictions apply to are the people that are watching it live. And then, of course, the Nets and Warriors this Saturday. But we'll see what happens. We'll also see you next week. And until then, stay safe. Wear your mask. Hope your quarterback stays with your team, because it seems like a lot of them are trying to jump ship. But, it is what it is.
And at this point, if we got to remind you to wear your mask.
Yeah, we got to remind you to wear your mask in February of 2021.
How long
Probably
has COVID been around?
Good year now. Somebody has to tell you to wear that mask.
I still find it funny to go to the Publix and see somebody, oh shit, we got my mask in my car. So for every gun in the past year and a half almost, so you didn't need your mask inside of there.
It was nowhere on this planet.
Exactly.
Tell you that.
And for a minute, I blinked too hard, somebody looks at me like I got COVID. Trying to buy some body wash.
Folks, that's going to do it for this show. We will see you all next week. Feel free to leave a comment about anything pertaining to this episode or your team if we didn't talk about your team in this episode. Give us some basketball stuff. Football's over, folks. We'll talk about that come September. Give us some basketball to talk about. So that'll do it. We'll see you all next week.